Let's connect with Sanjiv Bhasin, who's joining in on the show. Hi there, Sanjiv. Good morning. Let's start off then with your assessment of all that's going on within the telecom space, be it the Vodafone Idea FPO. You've also got Geo Platform mulling their listing. What does that do to the entire space?
Yeah, good morning, Avan. And like I said, I was of the view that the IPO, the follow-on public offering, must be subscribed to. Our institutional desk has also given something, so it will be difficult for me to comment on that as under compliance. But like I said, I think we are in for very, very good times as far as telecom goes, as far as data usage. And the biggest positive would be the increase in ARPU on rising rates. For me to give a call now on the stock would be difficult as it comes under compliance.
Point taken. But what about Zee Entertainment? Do you track that one closely, Sanjeev? Because a lot of news flow on that one over the last couple of days, right from the rejig at the top level to the fact that they've withdrawn the merger application from NCLT, and then the stock finally is getting out of the FNO as well.
Yeah, good morning, Anisha. As a disclosure, we exited both Zee and Paytm in the last month. We felt that we are on a losing wicket, and it was a very, very difficult I would say experience, because 2 years you led everyone up the lane, creditors, debtors, investors, and in the end it turned out to be just a hoax on the merger. 3% of holding with the Goenkas, and they're holding the whole such a big merger, and shareholders to ransom. So I think the sooner you exit, because there seems to be nothing on the anvil, and this is only getting murkier as the day progresses. Unfortunately, we had a view because which changed after the merger fell through, and we thought possibly which could have turned out to change the dynamics of Indian media has turned out to be a really sour spot. SEBI should look deeply into this. What was the 2 years that you led everyone up the lane only to disappoint? But like I said, you have winners and losers. This unfortunately is one of our losing picks.
Fortunately, and if you map out the trajectory of the stock price as well, gone are the days of those levels of 350, 400. Now the stock quoting at about 147. Sanjeev, let's get in your thoughts then, given the fact that now, you've got the likes of Elon Musk as well, who's going to be visiting India. How are you looking at, there's a lot of rumors and talks with which players he could align with. How are you looking at the overall landscape of different spaces that he could enter, what it could potentially mean for the existing players?
So, Avan, firstly, it puts India right in the front of the global forefront as far as business activity goes. I mean, like I said, you cannot be but present in India, and it is now highlighting what Tesla also sees as a big market space. Aside from that, the Starlink exposure could be a huge big game changer on the satellite front. Now we know Tata Com is one of the biggest players as far as the cable and the network goes. That will be one of the big ones because it comes from the house of Tatas. But I think there will be some big name like the Tatas which will be taking the forefront with Elon Musk on a lot of things related to EVs, related to satellite, and there's a lot of excitement now. Which company benefits, we will only know at hindsight. But Avan, it definitely tells us that maybe we are past this correction which was there for whatever reasons, and I think now at least the Nifty looks poised to regain 22,500, 22,600. So large cap stocks should be the biggest beneficiaries as we plow back, and I think metals and commodities are leading. But I think Elon Musk's visit is not just symbolic; it is a showcaser the potential of what our economy holds for investing after the China plus one will be a even bigger icing on the cake.
And Sanjeev, curious to get in your take then on the entire cement sector. Given that we are looking at these price hikes, a lot of the cement prices have remained largely unchanged. What is your outlook in terms of some of the companies gaining market share and how things shape up within the entire cement space? What do you like here?
So, Avan, as you are aware, 53% of the market is with five players. And I continue to think that 140 million tons, the next two combined make 60 million tons. That is Ultratech on 140, ACC Ambuja on the other side. Actually, Adanis have increased their stake they've paid for the additional stake. They now own 70% in Ambuja. So I am very, very positive on this space. I think cement is a no-brainer. And we continue to be with the large players. Ultratech, ACC, Ambuja, and Dalmia Bharat. Dalmia Bharat could be a dark horse because their cost efficiency and their whole network as far as coal mining, coal input, that is very well played. And I think they have a very, very sweet spot in the regions which they surface. So I think this is a very, very good time for construction because, as you are aware, as the heat plays out, the activity increases because it dries faster. And I think these top 3-4 names should be the market leaders, outperformers.
Okay, you're talking about heat. That's definitely there, heat wave in India. But what about Sanjiv, Vietnam? Because I understand you're there right now. Is it as hot there as well? And is it a leisure travel or a business travel?
Yeah, good morning, Anisha from Hanoi. And yes, it's much better weather. It is a little sultry, but there's light rain. And who's complaining? So yes, it's a business come pleasure travel. We have our offsite. And we are, entering new places because Vietnam's regional growth has been very, very strong. So we are on the north side, that is Hanoi, and Ho Chi Minh is on the south side. Ho Chi Minh accounts for 70% of the rice output and Hanoi for 30%. And they are the third largest rice exporter from Asia. So you can imagine the potential of farmers and others increasing their, productivity and so on. Aside from that, it tells you that Asia is the flavor of the year, of the month, date and decade. And I think smaller places like Vietnam have done extremely well. So on a lighter note, away from what the Bombay team is telling me that the worst, summer they've had as the weather is, temperatures have skyrocketed. So I think I'm in a rather envious spot.
You are absolutely, Sanjiv, but we also envy you for the kind of stock picks that you deliver. Talk to us about what looks good right now in terms of the top stock recommendations.
So yes, Anisha, I took a contrarian bet a couple of days back and I gave a disclosure. We are adding Hindustan Lever. The stock corrected all the way from 2,800 at 2190, 2200. We think this stock has got multiple supports and this is like a yearly, breakout. We think the underlying premium now on rural income growth, particularly from the government spending, pre and post election, fall in input costs, all that bodes well for Hindustan Lever. You cannot have the largest FMCG play not participate. And I think Lever now is poised. 2350 would be my short-term target, but I think it is headed back to 2450. Keep a stop loss of 2170. If the index has to move back, FMCG has to be a key. This is a very, very sweet spot which they are getting into. Second would be Bata. Look, I think that, footwear is a no-brainer in the sense that change in aspiration, growth, and need for new footwear will see the jump from the smaller names like Campus and Unregulated into Bata. Bata's franchise outlet as far as contract manufacturing is playing to the hilt. And I think Bata is now poised for a target of short-term would be closer to 1,500, but I don't rule out 1,700 coming in the slightly longer term. Pedigree stock, which you must own. And lastly, I would say ICICI Bank. I think in the large cap banks, it is actually ICICI which is leading from the front. The numbers are due on the 27th. It will be the best ever quarter because their CASA ratio and NIMs would be arguably at a very, very sweet spot. Plus, their NPAs have declined, and in the order book, they are seeing the best ever credit offtake. So I'm also bullish now on the market after this reasonable correction, which I had given you a call on last week, that we will fall to closer to 22,000. So I think ICICI Lever are here to lead the places. And these three bets would actually make you money in the near term and in the medium term.
All right. Thanks for sharing with us your big bets. And of course, enjoy the rest of your trip.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.